भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनोभिः व्यसेम देवयितै यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति न बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ओम शांति शांति शांतिः ओम अग्नेनय सुपथाराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देवभयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेन भो इस्तां ते नम भुक्तिं विदेम ओम शांति शांति शांतिः ओम आब्रह्मन् ब्राह्मणो ब्रह्मवर्चसी जायताम् आराष्ट्रे राजन्यः शूरैषभ्योऽतिव्याधि महारथो जायताम् दोग्ध्रीं धेनुर्वोढान्नड्वान् आसु सप्तिः पुरन्धिर्योषा जिष्णो रतेष्ठाः सभेयो युव अस्य यजमानस्य वीरो जायताम् निकामे निकामेन पर्जन्यो न वर्षतु फलवत्यो न वोषधयः पच्यन्तां योगक्षेमो न कल्पेताम् ओम शांति शांति शांतिः ओम आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणचक्षुः स्तोत्रमतो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वो ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोतु अनिराकरणम् अस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ओम शांति शांति शांतिः ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति शांति शांतिः हरि ओम नमस्ते गुरु।
So we are in the Arishta Nivrutti spree, trying to get rid of the doshas, aparadhas, papam, and ugly things, etc. And in olden days, everything was possible through mantras. The mantra shakti was so great that a repetition of that was able to give us results. Something like the engine, car engine or aero engine. If it keeps on working repeatedly, there is the movement and there is the speed. There is the reaching destination, and the time also is being counted. Similarly, we have got Arishta Nivrutti to be done for us, and through mantras, through upasana, through japa, through homa, through these are all some of the modes. With all these modes, we are able to get rid of the sin as far as possible, as far as we are conscious about it. Because we have two things to talk about. One is Jivatma and another is the Paramatma. Hello. So, the Jivatma and Paramatma, I was just thinking about it. See, when you have got a Jiva, we have got a Sarira. And when Sarira is there, we can experience the results or phalam of the punyam and papam and all that. ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಶರೀರ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ where is the scope for punyam and papam? This is a really good question. And Atma is something which is permanent. Nainam chindanti shastrani, etc. So it is really a mystery regarding that kind of punishment, that kind of sukham, that enjoyment without body. Ivaga, you cannot you see the departed people, they don't have stomach, But so we just borrow the stomachs of 3 Brahmins to feed our departed fathers, and moreover, so Pinda Pradhana, Namaskara, and Admele, it's all faith and belief that goads us in our life. Therefore, then what is this? So this is exactly what no Puranam can explain, and they keep on telling something physical about it. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ವೈತರಣಿ ನದಿ ಇದೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಗೋದಾನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ದಾನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಛತ್ರಿ ದಾನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಏನೇನು ದಾನಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ವಸ್ತ್ರದಾನ. ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ದಾನ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ scriptures, Vedic texts, is our, I don't know, but beyond all these things is a mystery or is a question mark, ಪ್ರಶ್ನ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಶರೀರ ಇದೆ, ನೋವು, ಸಂತೋಷ, ಇದು ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. ಶರೀರವೇ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರುವಾಗ ಹೌ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್? ದೇರ್ ಫಾರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಬಾಡಿ? And where you go, what obstacles you observe, or what obstacles are removed because of your own punya karmas, results, all these things are a grand mystery. But we cannot simply sit like that. It is a mystery. But you have to be doing the karma. That's what he says, karmani. And the kurvanneveha karmani is one thing. And the second thing is that you don't bother about the results, punyam, papam, and all that. You have to do it. Na punyam, na papam, na moksham. In Ashtavakra Gita, 2 chapters that Ashtavakra Maharshi will say all the time, 18 chapters. I have been talking about the Gnana, Mukti, and Vairagya. But when it comes to ultimate, no, we don't know why and what and where and how, all these things. However, not able to think of all these things and to get answers. So our simple attempt is kurvan karmani, and karma natya sajyate. Even WhatsApp, you today, I think some Shailini has put a wonderful subhashitam. So in that subhashitam, there is a beautiful statement you observe, that is nispruho nadhikari syat na kamo mandana priyaha na vidagdha priyam bruyat smutavakta na vanchaka. So my point is nispruho nadhikari syat. Spruha is desire to work, desire to be active. Never even to be inactive, also desire only. But whether to be positive or negative, there is the desire underneath it. Therefore, however you want to be like, you must desire. That then only you will be adhikari. Adhikari means you will be able to govern, and govern means positive or negative or anything like that. So, why we are talking about, why there are so many mantras which are oriented to be Arishta Nivrutti? Because Arishta is always waiting for us. It is very easy to skip, to deviate, to drop down whatever good has been pointed out to us. Adrinda, in the 10th paragraph, we have started and we are just reading, saying that the 4 Vedas are referring to the 4 directions. And again, these Vedas are connected to the timings also. So, and all these Vedas are from Surya Bhagavan. So he is one who is a Rutam. That's why we say Rutagum Satyam Purusham, Advan mantra. You know, the Agum Sasyuchishatu, Vasurantarikshasatu, Hota Vedishatu, Drushadva Rasadruta Sadvyoma, Sadabja Goja Rutaja Adrija. ಅಂತ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನಾ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಅರ್ಘ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ನೌ ಐ ಆಮ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಶಿವಲಿಂಗ ಅವರ ಓದ್ತೀರಾ? ರುಚಾಂ ಪ್ರಾಚೀ ಮಹತೀ. ಆರ್ ಯು ದೇರ್? ದ್ವಿಗುಚ್ಯತೆ.
ಗುರುಜಿ ಪೇಜ್ ನಂಬರು
218. ದಕ್ಷಿಣಾಮಾಹುಃ ಯಜುಷಾಮಪಾರಾಂ ಅಥರ್ವಣಾಮಂಗಿರಸಾಂ
ಪ್ರಾಚೀ ಮಹತಿ ದಿಗುಚ್ಯತೆ. ರುಚಾಂ ಪ್ರಾಚೀ ಮಹತಿ ದಿಗುಚ್ಯತೆ. ದಕ್ಷಿಣಾ ಮಾಹುರ್ ಯಜುಷಾಮಪಾರಾಂ. ಗುರುಜಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡಿ ಇದನ್ನು.
ದಕ್ಷಿಣಾಮಾಹುಃ ಯಜುಷಾಮಪಾರಾಂ
ದಕ್ಷಿಣಾ ಮಾಹುರ್ ಯಜುಷಾಮಪಾರಾಂ. ದಕ್ಷಿಣಾ ಮಾಹುರ್ ಯಜುಷಾಮಪಾರಾಂ.
ಅಥರ್ವಣಾಮಂಗಿರಸಾಂ ಪ್ರತೀಚಿ.
ಅಥರ್ವಣಾಮಂಗಿರಸಾಂ ಪ್ರತೀಚಿ. ಅಥರ್ವಣಾಮಂಗಿರಸಾಂ ಪ್ರತೀಚಿ.
ಸಾಮ್ನಾಮುದೀಚಿ ಮಹತೀ ದಿಗುಚ್ಯತೆ.
ಸಾಮ್ನಾಮುದೀಚಿ ಮಹತಿ ದಿಗುಚ್ಯತೆ. ಸಾಮ್ನಾಮುದೀಚಿ ಮಹತಿ ದಿಗುಚ್ಯತೆ.
ಋಗ್ಭಿಃ ಪೂರ್ವಾಹ್ನೇ ದಿವಿ ದೇವ ಈಯತೆ.
ಋಗ್ಭಿಃ ಪೂರ್ವಾಹ್ನೇ ದಿವಿ ದೇವ ಈಯತೆ. ಋಗ್ಭಿಃ ಪೂರ್ವಾಹ್ನೇ ದಿವಿ ದೇವ ಈಯತೆ.
ಯಜುರ್ವೇದೇ ತಿಷ್ಠತಿ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಅಹ್ನಃ.
ಯಜುರ್ವೇದೇ ತಿಷ್ಠತಿ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಅನ್ನಃ. ಯಜುರ್ವೇದೇ ತಿಷ್ಠತಿ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಅನ್ನಃ.
ಸಾಮವೇದೇನಾಸ್ತಮಯೇ ಮಹೀಯತೆ.
ಸಾಮವೇದೇನಾಸ್ತಮಯೇ ಮಹೀಯತೆ. ಸಾಮವೇದೇನಾಸ್ತಮಯೇ ಮಹೀಯತೆ.
ವೇದೈರಸೂನ್ಯಃ.
ವೇದೈರಸೂನ್ಯಃ. ವೇದೈರಸೂನ್ಯಃ.
ವಿಭಿರೇತಿ ಸೂರ್ಯಃ. ಸೂರ್ಯಃ
ಇಭಿರೇತಿ ಸೂರ್ಯಃ. ತ್ರಿಭಿರೇತಿ ಸೂರ್ಯಃ.
ಸಿ ಪ್ರಾಚೀ ದಿಕ್ಕು ಮಹತಿ ರುಚಾಂ. ಸಿ ರುಚಾಂ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ ಹಿಮ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾಚೀ ಮಹತಿ ದಿಗುಚ್ಯತೆ. With all the Rigvedic mantras or Maharuts, the mantras, the eastern direction is really great, influential. Mahati, great and influential. Dakshinamahu yajusamaparam. Dakshina aparam yajusha ahu. The south direction is described to be apara. See, Mahati is east. Apara is the south. Para andre having a border. Apara means no border. In America, many places they don't have a compound wall like in India. India dalli, nam Bharatali, we are always fond of having compound walls. Illi ashtilla. You cannot have a compound wall, but if at all you want to remember your mana or measure, you may grow your trees bordering the compound line. ಆದರೆ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ವಾಲ್ ಕಟ್ಟೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಅದರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ Aparam. So if you stand at one backyard of a house here, you will see the long stretch of the green grass meadow. So that means there should not be any kind of breaks generally. That's what is called aparam. Dakshinadikkali, Dakshinamurti anta. First of all, we should remember Paramatma, Shiva, Dakshinabhimukha yada Shiva, tadanim saha Dakshinamurti iti kachyate. Dakshinamurti, Dakshinadik is really very powerful. See, that's why all students are advised to keep their dimbu towards the south because Gnana Vruddhi, Dakshinamurti Anugraham, and all the Dampatis should keep their dimbu towards the east and never towards the north. And of course, west is not at all talked about, it's our choice. But if you are to sleep like that, definitely there is a growth and prosperity, etc. That's why the Dakshina Adiku is Apara. And moreover, Yajusha andre arthanu, the Yajurvedinda or Yajusinda, Yajus means the sacrificial formulas which are employed for all sorts of desires fulfillment. So without, there is nothing that you cannot achieve through yajna. Yajnena sarvam siddhyate, sarvam sadhyate. Yajna siddhi paramatma Vishnu. That's why in Vishnu Sahasranamam you come across Yagno, Yagnapatir, Yajva, Yagnango, Yagnavahana, Yagna Bhuku, Yagna Krutu, etc. Yagna Bhrutu. So ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅಪಾರ. And Angirasam Pratichi Atharvanaha. See, the other one is called Atharvanam Angirasam. Angirasa Maharshi is also a cause for Atharvana Veda. And otherwise also Atharvanam Angirasam Pratichi. That this West is being ruled by Atharva Maharshi and Angirasa Maharshi is one meaning. And another meaning is that these two are magicians and masters of the Atharvanic element, magic. So if at all anything that is to happen without reason visible like science, that is what is all the department of Atharva Maharshi and also Angirasa. ನೀವು ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಪೇಯ್ನ್ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋಲ್ಲಲ್ವಾ. ಸಿ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್, ವಾಟರ್ and pain removal, Arishta Nivrutti, how is it happening? It's all because of something plus. That plus is actually said to be Atharvanam Angirasa, Atharvangirasa and Bhrugvangirasa. ಇವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ, they're all great magician poesiers. Their sankalpa is always becoming success. Sankalpa siddhi. And therefore, rishis are more powerful than the gods. If you just put a question, who is more influential between the god and rishi, automatically the rishis are anushtana paraha. Gods are only to enjoy, but the rishis are to work through. They do a lot of work. Therefore, all gods respect the rishis. Atharvanam means the Atharvaveda. Atharvanam Angirasam Pratichi. And now the Pratichi Diku, that is the west, is really miraculous. And Samna Mudichi Mahati Digatu. Samna andre entertainment, singing, chants. That's what is called Udichi Diku, north. So north also is important for the sake of getting lot of positive benefits. You know, in Ramayana, north and south are regarded very much with respect. Anjaneya Swami took off from the seashore towards Lanka. That is that. So you observe that the directions, and that's one set of utility to get rid of our doshas. And next it tells you Rugbhihi Purvanhe Devaha Divi Iyate. So Purvanhe, that is, we have got the Anha means day. Our day is divided into three categories: Purvanha, Madhyanha, and Sayam. That's why we call puja adella Anhika ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Anika andre all that activity that we do for the enhancement of the power of the gods, and that's what it's called as Anikam, Pujadi Kriyaru. So Ishvara, Paramatma, Surya Bhagavan, Devaha Iyate, ಋಗ್ವೇದ ಮಂತ್ರಗಳಿಂದ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಭಗವಾನನನ್ನ ದೇವರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಆಕಾಶದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ದೇವರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಜುರ್ವೇದೇ ತಿಷ್ಠತಿ ಅನ್ನಹ ಮಧ್ಯೆ. ಈ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನದಲ್ಲಿ ದೇವತೆಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ಯಜುರ್ವೇದದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಜುರ್ವೇದದಲ್ಲಿ all gods will stay. That's why Naivedyam, Mangalaharati, and all that conclusion part of your activity with that you start in the morning concludes in the afternoon. So 9 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ it will conclude at 12:30 or 1 o'clock or so. Then you will be ready for taking food. It is like, see, on Saundar Lahari Havanam, if you start at 10:30 or around, then by about 12:30 or also, you will get the Purnahuti and then distribution, Anaivedyam and all those things. That's why Yajurvede, Madhye Anha, and Samavedena Astamaye Mahiyate. Astamaye, during that evening time, setting time, Devasya Astamaya. At that time, Samaveda is great. That's why all programs will start at 6 p.m. or 6 p.m. in the night. So night clubs are there, not morning clubs. You never call morning club or noon club. It's all night clubs, which means that the entertainment, amusement, etc. will take place only in the evening as the night sets in more. So adella Samaveda department. And moreover, how is the Surya coming up? In fact, Anugitadalli, you are not attending, you are not able to, but anyway, recording is coming. And Rama Yamanur is doing the recording. So in Anugita, you are going to get a beautiful questioning and answering. Adaralli kuda, idaralli, see, how is the body framed? How is the pranam framed? And how pranam enters the body? And how, and when Atma is there in the body live, how does the body get away from the Atma? Atmavannu bittu sarira hengu ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗತ್ತೆ? Well, these questions we don't generally think of them. See, ಹಸು ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆಫೀಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಆಫೀಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಮನೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. All these things took place. But ಮಹರ್ಷಿಗಳು, they reflected much. They try to unearth certain reasons why in nature, so much of phenomena is taking place. And we want to reason out and know it. If birds are able to fly, why not man is unable to fly? So birds have wings. Man has got also wings, the hands, but they are not good enough to fly. Therefore, once what happened was, a person, Wright brothers, I was told, trying to fly trying to fly, having the long things attached to the neck and hands tied, and then try to flutter it, you will be able to fly a little. That's how the Wright brothers, who discovered aircraft, who invented or who discovered aircraft, that man can also fly, provided. But for Hanuman, no flight is required, no aircraft. He himself is an aircraft. ಸೊ ಈ ಶ್ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ವೇದೈ ಅಸೂನ್ಯ ದೇವ ತ್ರಿಭಿ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಏತಿ. ಸೊ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಅಸೂನ್ಯ ತ್ರಿಭಿ ಏತಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಋಗ್ವೇದ, ಯಜುರ್ವೇದ, ಸಾಮವೇದ. ಈ ವೇದತ್ರಯದಿಂದಲೇ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಭಗವಾನು ಆಕಾಶದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ. ಹೇಳಿ ಬಾಬು. ಓಂ ಋಭ್ಯೋ ಜಾತಾಗುಂಸಿ ಜಾತಾಗುಂ ಸರ್ವಶೋ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಮಾಹು.
ಓಂ ಋಗ್ಭ್ಯೋ ಜಾತಾಗುಂ ಸರ್ವಶೋ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಮಾಹು. ಓಂ ಋಗ್ಭ್ಯೋ ಜಾತಾಗುಂ ಸರ್ವಶೋ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಮಾಹು.
ಸರ್ವಾಗತಿರ್ಯಾಜುಷೀಃ ಏವ ಶಶ್ವತೋ.
ಸರ್ವಾಗತಿರ್ಯಾಜುಷಿ ಏವ ಶಶ್ವತ್. ಸರ್ವಾಗತಿರ್ಯಾಜುಷಿ ಏವ ಶಶ್ವತ್.
ಸರ್ವಂ ತೇಜಸ್ಸಾಮರೂಪ್ಯಗುಂ ಚ ಶಶ್ವತು.
ಸರ್ವಂ ತೇಜಸಾಮರೂಪ್ಯಗುಂ ಹ ಶಶ್ವತ್. ಸರ್ವಂ ತೇಜಸಾಮರೂಪ್ಯಗುಂ ಹ ಶಶ್ವತ್.
So now, how are you able to recognize and give some importance to these three Vedas, Vedatrayi? The answer here is Rugbhyaha Murtimahu Sarvasha Jatagum. See, for all those born, there is the form, and that is all because of the Rigveda. So, ರುಕ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆಗಳು. ಸಿ, ನನ್ನ ಮಗ ಬೇಕು, ಮಗಳು ಬೇಕು, ನಾನು ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಬೇಕು, ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಬೇಕು ಟು ದಿ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆಗಳು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಥ್ರೂ ಪ್ರೇಯರ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಋಗ್ಭ್ಯ. ಅಗ್ನಿನ ಅಗ್ನಿಮೀಲೆ ಪುಲೋಹಿತಂ ಅಗ್ನ ಆಯಾಹಿ ವೀತಯೇ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಂತ್ರಗಳು, ಋಗ್ವೇದ ಮಂತ್ರಗಳಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಋಗ್ವೇದ ಮಂತ್ರಾಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ದಿ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವಿಟಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ವರೂಪ. మూర్త మూర్త నిత్య తృప్త. అమ్మవారు బొమ్మలో ఫోటోలు చూసినా అమ్మవారు కనిపిస్తుంది. నిజంగా ఆ ఫోటోలో అమ్మవారు కూర్చుని మనం చేసే పూజలను అందుకుంటుంది అనేటువంటి సెన్స్ యు గాట్. అండ్ దానికంతా కారణం ఏంటంటే యూ కెన్ యాక్టివేట్ గాడ్స్ త్రూ యువర్ ప్రేయర్స్. ఋభ్య మూర్తి. జస్ట్ అండర్స్టాండ్, బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ది ప్రేయర్స్ the Swarupam comes out. So that is really established in all our Vedic texts, that yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata tada tada abhyuthanava dharmasya tadatmanam sujamyaham. ಶಿವಲಿಂಗಯ್ಯ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನು. ಸೊ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಮಾಹು ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಆವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. In Bhagavad Gita, ultimately, Krishna showed his Murti, Vishwamurtitvam, to Arjuna, after which Arjuna is silent. He only became a sincere student listening to the talk by Krishna. So, similarly to Narada, similarly to Dhritarashtra, and all people to whomever that Murti Swarupam of Paramatma is being shown forth. But there was a moha in Arjuna, because he considered Krishna Paramatma as only his friend, Sakha. That's what he requests in Bhagavad Gita. Hey Krishna, I don't want you all this. You be normal and you try to be like my friend on whose shoulder I can put my hand. Anta prarthana madre, again Krishna became the same. So sarvam sarva gatihi yajushihi eva. Gati andre moksha, gati andre swarga, gati andre betterment. So ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿರುವ ಬೆಟರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತರೂ, whatever kind of betterment or punya lokas you want to adopt, you have to be believing, doing some yajna. That's why yajna yagnam gacchasvaha, yajna patim gacchasvaha, ma yajjamanam gacchansvaha, maam gacchasvaha ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಯಜುರ್ವೇದಕ್ಕೆ ಗತಿ ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ವರ್ಗಲೋಕ, ಸುಖ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿ. And now, what is that rupyam? Now there is another explanation for that rupam. Please repeat. Om sarvam tejaska tejaha samarupyagam sasvatu sarvagum hedam brahmana
सर्वगं येदं ब्रह्मणा ऐव सृष्टं सर्वगं येदं ब्रह्मणा ऐव सृष्टं
Rubhyo jatam. So now comes to the Purusha Suktam or creation legend. This is also another mode to confirm, to reinforce the theory of Purusha Suktam or Purusha creation, which found in the 10th mandala of the Rig Veda. So in this also you see the same thing. The Brahmana portion of the Taittiriya Aranyaka, Taittiriya Upanishad, Brahmana. So it is said that Sarvagum Hedam Brahmana Srishtam, any and everything that exists in the world is one created by Brahmadeva himself. So Brahmana Eva Srishtam. And now, how are the castes being formed? Varna Krama heng bandide. ಅನುವಾಗ ಋಗ್ಭ್ಯಃ ಜಾತಂ ವೈಶ್ಯಂ ವರ್ಣಮಾಹು ಯಜುರ್ವೇದಂ ಕ್ಷತ್ರಿಯಸ್ಯಾಹು ಯೋನಿಂ ಸಾಮವೇದೋ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣಾನಾಂ ಪ್ರಸೂತಿ.
ऋभ्यो जातं वैश्यं वर्णमाहुः यजुर्वेदं क्षत्रियस्याहुर्योनिं ऋभ्यो जातं वैश्यं वर्णमाहुः यजुर्वेदं क्षत्रियस्याहुर्योनिम् सामवेदो ब्राह्मणानां प्रसूतिः सामवेदो ब्राह्मणानां प्रसूतिः. ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಲ ಗುರುಜಿ? पूर्वेभ्यो वच एतदूचुः आदर्शमग्निं चिन्वानाः पूर्वे विश्वसृजो अमृताः शतं वर्ष.
Now let us note down what more is there. When we note that Yajurveda is top important, because any and every direction, goal could be achieved only through Yajurveda. That is Ajna. Yagnena siddhyanti karyani namanarothaihi. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಮನೋರಥ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಡಿಸೈರ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಸಿದ್ಧಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಯಜ್ಞ. What about the Samaveda? Samaveda is Yajurvedam, sorry, Rugbyo Jatam Vaisyam Varnamahu. Then Vaisyas are born from Rigveda. And Yajurvedam Kshatriyasyahu Yonim. Then Yajurveda is the yoni or is the seat for Kshatriyas. That's why in Ramayana, Valmiki Maharshi says that Yajurveda is Rama belonged to Yajurveda in a sense that he is a karma yogi. So that concept is wonderfully marked out that. And Yajurveda, because Rama is a Vinita because of his knowledge on Yajurveda. Then Samavedo Brahmananam Prasuti. Samaveda has given rise for Prasuti means given rise, made Brahmins to be born. Yake Samaveda and Brahmins andredu. So Brahmins are those who are Brahmaparaha, who are Brahmanishtaha, who are Brahmanveshinaha, who are always thinking of the Brahma, the ultimate goal to all people. So then that is what is called as Samaveda is for Brahmins. Please repeat. Purve bhyo vacha vyetaduchu.
पूर्वेभ्यो वच एतद्धूचुः पूर्वेभ्यो वच एतद्धूचुः.
So now you see that Samaveda for Brahmins and Purve Anhane etadu uchuhu. Purva Anhana means before, during the due time, during the daytime and morning time. What is that? During that morning time, there is the Samaveda Brahmana Purvebhyo Vacha Etad Uchu. People said this regarding the Dikkalu, Purve, even before the eastern direction is being born. In Aruna Prashna, we have the indication given that Arunodaya never takes place any other place but only in the east. You may put a question, why should every day Surya Bhagavan rise in the east only? There is no, this question has no answer. And this is the Prakriti and going order. This is the cosmic order, and accordingly it is going on since the times generation, innumerable generations. And again, now we come to talk about the Agni, the other Agni. And Agnim Chinvanaha Adarsham. So Agni is the mirror. Agni is the reflector. Agni is the looking glass. I hope you understand with that idea that looking glass, Andre, what is the purpose of a looking glass? It will show you only. When you go and stand before the mirror, there are different kinds of mirrors. Complex, complex, concave, convex, and all those mirrors, and magnifying mirror. But here, Agnim Chinvanaha Adarsham. Agni entavanu andre kannadi taraha. He will be like a mirror. Then, when you worship Agni, then Amrutaha Vishwasruk Purve Chinvanaha. So, Purva, in the eastern direction, there are Vishwasruk gods who are immortal. They are all Dikshitaha. They are all engrossed in doing penance. Diksha generally refers to penance. So penance is being made at that in the eastern direction, and so many gods are being produced. And how long was that kind of creation process? Hela Babu, Shatam Varsha Sahasrani.
शतं वर्षसहस्राणि शतं वर्षसहस्राणि
Dikshitaha Satramasata.
दीक्षिता सत्रमासत दीक्षिता सत्रमासत
Tapa asid grihapatihi.
तप आसीद् गृहपतिः तप आसीद् गृहपतिः
Brahma Vavruthah Swayam.
ब्रह्मा ब्रह्मा भवद स्वयं ब्रह्म ब्रह्मा भवत् स्वयं
Satyagum ha hotyaishamasidhu.
सत्यघुम् आपोतैषामासीत् सत्यघुम् आपोतैषामासीत्
Yat Vishvasruja asata.
यद्विश्वसृज आसत यद्विश्वसृज आसत
So for all these things, there is the tapas. There is the satram. Satram is a long drawn sacrifice, as I told you. And to perform satra, most important is the Dikshita. Diksha is important. Those who are taking to Diksha, they are all called Dikshitas. Example, ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಬರುತ್ತೇನಪ್ಪ ಶಿವಲಿಂಗಯ್ಯ ಅವರೇ ಯಾರನ್ನು? ಈ ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ
ಅದು ದೀಕ್ಷೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಮಾಲೆ ಹಾಕ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಗುರುಗಳು
ಸೊ ಗುರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಜಪಮಾಲ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಭಜನಾ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಂತ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಕು ಅವರು?
ಕಪ್ಪು ಡ್ರೆಸ್
ಅದನ್ನ ದೀಕ್ಷಾ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಯಜ್ಞ ದೀಕ್ಷಾ, ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪ ದೀಕ್ಷಾ, ವರುಣ ದೀಕ್ಷಾ. ಸೊ ಎನಿ religious or ritualistic activity you want to make, then you are there. That's why ದೀಕ್ಷಾ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ they have taken ದೀಕ್ಷಾ. ಅಂಡ್ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ದೊಡ್ಡವರು ಮಾಡಿರೋ ದೀಕ್ಷಾ ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಅದನ್ನು ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೋರ್ ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಟೆಮಿಲಿಯನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ದೀಕ್ಷಿತಾಸ್. ಸಿ ದೀಕ್ಷಿತಾಸ್, ದೇಸಿಕಾಸ್. ಸೊ ದೇಸಿಕ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಸ್ಟ್ರಾಲಜರ್ಸ್, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಹೇಳೋರು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೀಕ್ಷಿತ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಜ್ಞ ಯಾಗಾದ ಕೃತಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋರು ಯಜ್ಞ ದೀಕ್ಷಾ ತಗೊಂಡು. So like that, we see in our Brahmin community, they're all meant for only yajna performance. Therefore, they got themselves titled traditionally, paramparayagi. ಎಲ್ಲ ಜನರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಥರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಂತ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ದೀಸ್ ಡೇಸ್. ಸಂಧ್ಯಾವಂದನೆ ಮಾಡೋಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಸರ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇವತಾರ್ಚನೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ದೀಕ್ಷಿತರು ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅಪ್ಪಯ್ಯ ದೀಕ್ಷಿತರು ಅವಂಥವ್ರು ಬೇರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ಕೂಡ ದೀಕ್ಷಿತರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ಶರ್ಮಾಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್, ರಾಯರು. ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೋಮಯಾಜಿಗಳು. ದಿಸ್ ವೇ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ದಿ ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷನ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಡ್. But generation to generation, there is a degeneration of bhakti. And only 4 ಜನ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, sons to a parent, then all the 4 people are not good. But it all depends. For example, here there was a doctor, hematologist. They are three brothers, but she only married, became a big doctor in America, and he's a doctor and all that. But his two brothers took to Ramakrishna order, they became sannyasins. And so ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಗೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತೋ ಅದರಿಂದ ಯಾರಪ್ಪ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಡ್ರಾನ್ ದೀಕ್ಷಾ ತಗೊಂಡು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ದೀಕ್ಷಿತರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇವಾಗ ರಾಮಾಯಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಋಷ್ಯಶೃಂಗ ಮಹಾಮುನಿ he wanted to perform Satrayaga, long drawn one year, sometimes 12 years and so on. ಸೊ ಈ ರಾಮನ ತಾಯಂದ್ರನ್ನ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನೀವು ಬೇಡಪ್ಪ ಪಟ್ಟಾಭಿಷೇಕ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಅಳಿಯ ಭಾವನವರು ರಾಮನಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಾಯಿಯಂದ್ರನ್ನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಶ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸತ್ರವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ, ನೀನು ರಾಜ್ಯ ಪರಿಪಾಲನೆ ಮಾಡು, ನಾನು ಸತ್ರಯಾಗ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ದೇ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವೆಂಟ್ ಔಟ್. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ದೀಕ್ಷಿತಾ ಸತ್ರಮಾಸತ ಅಂಡ್ ಗೃಹಪತಿ ತಪಃ ಆಸೀತ್. ಸೊ ತಪಸ್ಸು ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಗೃಹಪತಿ, ಎನಿಬಡಿ ಹೂ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಎ ಹೌಸ್, he will have all conveniences. He will have a kitchen, he will have a yagashala, he will have the manpower, he will have the So ಗೃಹಪತಿ ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಗೃಹ ಅಂದರೆ ಯು ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎನಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಕೇಜ್ಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾನರ್. ಸೊ ಅಂಥ ಗೃಹಪತಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಡೂ ತಪಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅವಭೃತ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಭವತು ಸ್ವಯಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ. ಸೊ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅದನ್ನು ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮನೇ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಜಗತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. Therefore, you are getting large number of temples and all over the globe. ಅಮೆರಿಕಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು ಟೆಂಪಲ್ಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಆ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಕ್ರೌಡು ಸೇರೋ ಕ್ರೌಡ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಎನಿವೆ ದೇವತೆಗಳ ಸ್ಥಾನ ಅನ್ನೋದು ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಈಸ್ ಎನಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿವೇರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆರೆವರ್ ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ. And all people are also Brahmas. Therefore, those who are be Brahma and those who lead Brahma, lead yajnas, lead power and make parohityam, they are all called Brahmas only. And at one place, a purohit is called a Siddhanti. In other place, some people call him the Brahma or Bandru. So the Purohits have got different names regionally, and accordingly they will become ultimately all that Brahma Bhavat. And Hotru andre yarappa? Hotru is the Rigveda priest. ಆ ಋಗ್ವೇದ priest ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದಾನೆ? ಋಗ್ವೇದ priest became the Satyam, the truth. Satyam ha hotraishamaasitu. Hotra also means Agnihotra. That is invitation to all gods. So you can only invite all gods, and in order to feed them, only when you have got Vedi in our house. Our dining table ಯಾವುದು? Yajna Vedi is dining table for the gods. What you offer in the Yajna Vedi, that only is accepted, reaches the God. ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪಿಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ it will not go to gods, but it will go to Rakshasas. Because when Yajna is going on, even benefic Rakshasas are also there participating in order to derive some Mahima. ರಾಕ್ಷಸರು ಕೂಡ ವಿಜಯವಂತರಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ they have to also do lot of prayers. For example, that Indrajit, ಅವನು ಇನ್ವಿನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಇನ್ ದಿ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ ಅಂತ ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಡಿಸೆಪರ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಕುಂಭಲ ಯಾಗ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕ್ವಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೂರ್ಣಾವತಿ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಂದುಬಿಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನು. ಇದು ರಾಕ್ಷಸ ಮಾಯ. ಬಟ್ ಆ ರಾಕ್ಷಸ ಮಾಯನನ್ನು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಯಾರು? ರಾಕ್ಷಸರೇ ಕಮ್ಮಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ವಿಭೀಷಣ ಗೋಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ and he chides the boy, his boy, and makes him to come back to battle. in completing the Homa. So all the time when Indrajit performed the Homa, the Agni was favorable to him, showing the signs of victory and success. But this time in the ready war, that's what Valmiki Maharshi tells, that Agni is also a live consulting officer. And looking at the way that Agni is burning or present in the fire, in the Veda, you can say that whether your work will be successful or delayed. So, Brahma bhavatu, Swayam Brahma, Brahma bhavatu. Ajava Brahmadeva, he became Brahma, not needing any agency therein. Swayambhu. For example, we have got Swayambhu Adisesha in Guttali, near the Subramanya Swami temple. Subramanya Swami temple atra Udbhava Adisesha idane. Similarly, we have got Udbhava Ganapati, and now Ganapati tayar ಮಾಡಿ install ಮಾಡೋದು ಒಂದು aspect. But Ganapati forming itself is interesting. Sometimes the ಅರ್ಕ ಗಿಡದ ಹತ್ರ ಆ ಬೇರುಗಳಿಂದ ಗಣಪತಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಗೋವಿಂದರಾಜ್ ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಗಣಪತಿಯನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಅರ್ಕ ಗಣಪತಿ ಅಂತ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ವಿಶೇಷವಾದ ಸುಖ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. And in fact, one of our students long back, he presented a Ganapati Vigraha for us, made out of the Arka tree, that is Ekkinigida. What is Ekkinigida? Adara woodinda tayar ಮಾಡಿರೋ Ganapati. This is called Arka Ganapati. You know that there are 32 Ganapatis whose worship we do it. And so that way, Brahma Swayam Brahma Bhavat. What can Brahma become? Brahma becomes the same thing. That's exactly what is the nature, production. Atma vai putra namasi anta manusrutiyalli ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Your son and you are not different. Your daughter and you are not different. You only come back again into the world in the form of daughter. You only have come back into the world in the form of son. Like that, that's what is called the parampara. So, Satyam adalva. Then Amrute yet Viswasruja asatu Amrutamebhyaha udagayat. So for all these people, the Amrutam, immortality is the goal. Mrityo, that's why we always say Mrityo, Mrityunjaya ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಏನಂತ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಯಜಾಮಹೇ ಮೃತ್ಯೋ ಮುಕ್ಷಿ ಯಮಾಮೃತಾತು. ಹೇ ಮೃತ್ಯುಂಜಯ ರುದ್ರ, ನಮ್ಮ ಬಂಧನಗಳಿಂದ ವಿಮುಕ್ತ ಕೊಡು, ಬಟ್ ನೆವರ್ ಎ ವಿಮುಕ್ತಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಟೈನಿಂಗ್ ಅಮೃತತ್ವಂ. ಅಮೃತತ್ವ ಬರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋ ಚಾನ್ಸನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಏನು ಮೆಡಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡ. ವಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಅಮೃತಾಹ. ಸೊ ಅಮೃತಂ ಏಭ್ಯ ಉದಗಾಯತ್. ಉದಗಾಯತ ಅಂದರೆ ಉದಗಾಯತ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರ್ಯಾಂಗ್ ಅಪ್. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಗೋಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇರಬೇಕಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ. ನೀನೇನು ಆಗ್ತೀಯಾ? ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಆಗ್ತೀಯಾ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗ್ತೀಯಾ, ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಗ್ತೀಯಾ, ಅಂಗಡಿ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಾ, ಕಾಬ್ಲರ್ ಆಗ್ತೀಯಾ, ಏನಾಗ್ತೀಯ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಯಿತು? ಅಮೃತಂ ಏಭ್ಯ, ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಏಭ್ಯ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ವಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದಿ ಗೋಲ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್? ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅಮೃತ ಗೋಲ್ ವಾಸ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್. ನಾವು ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ, ಸಹಸ್ರಂ ಪರಿವತ್ಸರಾನ್.
ಸಹಸ್ರಂ ಪರಿವತ್ಸರಾನ್, ಸಹಸ್ರಂ ಪರಿವತ್ಸರಾನ್.
ಭೂತಗುಂಹ ಪ್ರಸ್ತೋತ್ತೈಷಾಮಾಸೀತು.
ಭೂತಗುಂಹ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತೈಷಾಮಾಸೀತ್. ಭೂತಗುಂಹ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತೈಷಾಮಾಸೀತ್.
ಭವಿಷ್ಯತ್ ಪ್ರತಿಚಾಹರತು.
ಭವಿಷ್ಯತ್ प्रतिचाहरत् भविष्यत् प्रतिचाहरत्
प्राणो अध्वर्युरभवतु
प्राणो अध्वर्युरभवत् प्राणो अध्वर्युरभवत्
इदगुं सर्वगुं शिशासताम्
इदगुं सर्वगुं शिशासताम् इदगुं सर्वगुं शिशासताम्.
So in this Arishta Nivrutti mantras, the Ramakrishna editor, Ashrama editor has chosen such a passage from the Brahmana text where you are getting the ugama of all these things with which you are dealing. That is a Dikku, Veda, Surya Bhagavan, Gati, and again we have got the Varnas, Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Sudra. You see, the interesting it is that first Vaishyas are being created, distributors. Afterwards, Kshatriyas came into being, protectors. Then we have got the Brahmanas, the creators, the originators, and then we have got that's why you have got that kind of creation. Then you have got Agni, Vayu, and Surya. And then you have got reference to the time capsule. And then, so, ಈ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಉಗಮದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ if you come to know about it, you are able to lose the ignorance and gain the knowledge. ಇವಾಗ ಅಸ್ಟ್ರಾಲಜಿ ಕೂಡ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. People say that 5th house of every native will tell us who he was in his previous birth. How was his life in the previous births? ಎಲ್ಲ 5ನೇ ಮನೆಯನ್ನು ಅದನ್ನು ಲಗ್ನವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮನೆಯನ್ನು ಲಗ್ನವಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬ್ರದರ್ಸು ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸು ಎಕ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ತರಹ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಅಂಕಲ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಆಂಟೀಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಏನೇನು. ಸೊ ಜಾತಕವನ್ನು ನಿಜವಾದ ಜ್ಞಾನವಿದ್ದ ಉಪಾಸಕನಾಗಿರುವ ಅಸ್ಟ್ರಾಲಜರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಸೀಕ್ರೆಟ್, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ರಿವೀಲ್ ಟು ಅಸ್. ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಈ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಉಗಮಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ, that particular feature is being marked here, saying that. And again, the division of time, present, past and future, ಅದು ಮೇಯ್ನ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸಬ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಹೌ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಣೋಪಾನವ್ಯಾನೋದಾನ ಸಮಾನ ಈ ಪಂಚವಾಯುಗಳು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಣ, ಅಪಾನ ಅಂಡ್ ವ್ಯಾನ, ಉದಾನ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ another next installment of knowledge for us from this 10th paragraph and more. So ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಈ 10th paragraph is important. It is a very long one, but ultimately what is being told, brahmana sayujyagum salokataamapnoti. So when once you are able to note down all the details marked in this particular paragraph and also practice to some extent all these things, you will definitely getting the moksham. Even the moksham also has got 5 layouts. ಆ ಲೇಔಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಮೋಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ಯು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಎ ಸಾರೂಪ್ಯ, ಸಾಯುಜ್ಯ, ಸಾಮೀಪ್ಯ, ಸಾಲೋಕತ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಲೋಕತ ಮಾಪ್ನೋತಿ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಸಲೋಕತ ಮಾಪ್ನೋತಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ನೇನು, ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಮೋರ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್, ನ ಪುನರಾವೃತ್ತಿ ಯತ್ರ ಗತ್ವಾ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೋ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಟು ಸ್ಟೇ ಓನ್ಲಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೌ ಐ people are trying to work it out in number of ways, see that they don't return to the land. ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಂದರೆ ಕೆಲಸ. ಈ ಭೂಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ದ್ವಂದ್ವಗಳು, ಈ ದ್ವಂದ್ವಾತೀತನಾಗೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. I think I stop here. We will continue next. Many more other details in this particular paragraph. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಅರಿಷ್ಟ ಅನ್ನೋದ ನಮ್ದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಜ್ಞಾನ ವೃದ್ಧಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಆವಾಗ ಅರಿಷ್ಟ ನಾಶ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ ಅದರ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಶಂಕರ ಪುಟ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್, ಕರ್ಮಣ ಜಾಯತೆ ಜಂತು, ಕರ್ಮಣ ಬದ್ಧತೆ ಜಂತು, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಜ್ಞಾನೇನ ವಿಮುಚ್ಯತೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಆ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಜ್ಞಾನ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಅಸ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ರಿಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಅಜ್ಞಾನ ಆರ್ ಪಾಪ. Then you have got, when you got scope to get ಜ್ಞಾನಂ, ಪುಣ್ಯ ಈಸ್ ಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಐ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಓಂ ಸ್ವಸ್ತಿ.
वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरिः ओं तत्सत्. सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु, श्रीवासुदेवार्पणमस्तु, श्रीवेदपुरुष आशीर्वादोऽस्तु. ॐ श्रीमातृचरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु. ॐ तत्सत्.